The air was thick with silence. As I stepped into the house, unannounced, thinking no one was home, thinking I'd just grab the charger I left in her room and head out before anyone noticed. But as I turned the corner, I froze. My breath caught my heart pounding in a rhythm that felt sinful. There he was, her dad standing in front of the open fridge, shirtless, his sweatpants slung dangerously low on his hips, his broad chest glistening under the kitchen light, the sharp edge of his jaw, the salt and pepper in his beard, the way his muscles moved when he reached for the water bottle, made me forget where I was, who I was, what I was supposed to be doing. I should have turned away. I should have left, but my feet were rooted, my eyes wide, drinking him in, like he was a forbidden fruit I'd already bitten into, and there was no going back. He turned slowly, sensing me, maybe hearing the sound of my gasp, maybe feeling the heat that radiated from the moment, and when his eyes met mine, everything inside me flipped something primal, something reckless. His gaze was slow, deliberate, lingering, as if he was undressing me with nothing but a look, and I felt it. I felt it in every inch of me that begged to be touched, that begged to be noticed. He stepped closer each inch, shrinking the space between us until I could feel the warmth of his skin, the electricity buzzing like a live wire between us. He reached out a hand, grazing my cheek with the back of his fingers, and I didn't flinch. I leaned in. I leaned into the heat, into the wrong, into the kind of danger I knew would leave a mark. He whispered my name so soft, so rough, like it was a secret he wanted to keep and break all at once, and I whispered his back, my voice trembling, my body betraying every line I thought I wouldn't cross. And when his fingers curled into the hair at the base of my neck and pulled me closer, I knew there was no turning around, no pretending this didn't happen, no way I'd ever be able to look my best friend in the eye again, because her father's mouth was on mine now, slow at first, teasing, tempting, tasting, and I melted against him, his chest hard against me, his scent intoxicating every part of me on fire. And the way he lifted me onto the counter, like I weighed nothing, the way he looked at me, like I was everything told me. This wasn't just a moment, this was a storm, and I was already too deep in the eye of it. The night fell heavy around us, the kitchen light casting shadows that danced like secrets across the walls, and his hands never left me, his lips never let me forget that I was no longer just a girl who walked into the wrong room at the wrong time. I had become something else, something daring, something wanted. His touch was no longer hesitant. It was sure it was claiming me, with every drag of his fingers, down my spine, with every press of his lips, along my neck, and I gave in, fully, completely, not just to him, but to the desire I'd never dared speak aloud before. This moment, I wrapped my arms around his shoulders, my thighs around his waist, my breath mixing with his, in a rhythm that felt like surrender and defiance all at once. And when he carried me down the hallway into his room, I didn't ask questions. I didn't need to. I didn't want to ruin it with reason, or rules, or guilt, because in that moment, I didn't care about friendship. I didn't care about consequences. All I cared about was the way his hands felt on my skin, the way he looked at me, like I was the answer to something he'd long stopped asking for. He laid me down, like I was something precious, like he didn't want to break me, but wanted to explore every inch of me, until I was nothing but a gasp beneath his body. His name tumbled out of my mouth. A name I wasn't supposed to say like that. A name that burned and begged and echoed off the walls as he moved against me, slow, deep, powerful. Every thrust a promise, every sound between us. A confession, and I didn't hold back. I didn't try to be quiet. I let him hear what he was doing to me. how I was unraveling beneath him, how I didn't want him to stop, didn't want him to slow down, wanted more. I wanted everything. And when we reached that place where nothing else mattered, where all that existed was heat and pulse and the friction of want, I held on to him like he was the only real thing in a world that had just gone up in flames. And afterward, we didn't speak, not right away. We just stayed there, tangled our skin, sticky with sweat, our breathing slowly sinking as the silence between us softened. From dangerous to intimate, he brushed a strand of hair from my face, kissed my forehead in a way that made my chest ache, and I felt it then, not just the lust, not just the thrill, but the weight, the truth, that this wasn't just a one-night mistake. This wasn't just lust. It was something deeper, something darker, something we couldn't undo, because I didn't just walk in on him. I fell into him, and I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to pull myself out. I looked into his eyes, and I knew he felt it too. The shift, the tether, the craving that went beyond, skin beyond heat, beyond the guilt. And even though I should have felt ashamed, I didn't. I felt alive. I felt chosen. I felt his. And as his hand slid into mine, as he whispered, "Stay," I didn't hesitate. I stayed because I couldn't walk away. Not now, not ever.